Hey guys, this is Tom Hanks. Welcome to another stream. Today will be the second race in the Classic Rally and Competition season 1982. Um, given how close the first race was, I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be good. And I think that we're definitely also going to have another close race today, because the track is going to be in Utah, and it's going to be the old mill loop. And this track doesn't really have a whole lot of room for error. Either you make it or you're falling off the cliff, you know. And given how similar these cars were in performance in the first race, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be up for yet another close race today. So that should be pretty exciting. I'm gonna use this car as I'm gonna talk about a little bit more about it once it's spawned in, but I'm gonna use this car for the warm-up run, and instead of my own sort of 1982 Group B car. Okay, so this is a 2020 car. It is called the AMW Puma Sport 5, and this is a compact sports sedan that you can think of as a competitor to the Subaru WRX STI sedan. Which, do they even still make that, or do they only make the hatchback these days? Anyway, it's got 4-wheel drive. It's got a 6-speed manual transmission. It's got a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline-5 engine making 275 horsepower. And the suspension tune on this is balanced for a good mix between on-road and off-road performance. So 275 horsepower is obviously not particularly impressive compared to our Group B cars. And do also keep in mind that this weighs about 1,450 kilograms, so it's 500 to 600 kilograms heavier than most cars in the competition. But I still reckon it should set a fairly respectable time here. That was a little bit too aggressive into that corner. And as you can see, there's not really much room for error here. The path on which you drive is quite narrow. Fully sideways through that corner. You need to brake a little here. Oh no. Okay, we're still good. Lost like a second there probably, but better than losing your life. Damn it! Looked at the chat for 1 second. So and yeah, this is the hardest stage of the 3. Yeah, definitely. Like Italy, unlike the mixed hill climb stage in Italy, the mixed circuit is actually not that difficult. And Pikes Peak. If you've never been to the Pikes Peak track, it can be a little bit tricky, but I've done it so many times at this point. It's basically muscle memory, you know. It's not hard anymore for me. So this one, it's bumpy here too, so that makes things inherently more difficult than say Pikes Peak, which is of course also on gravel, but it's very smooth. This corner is gonna be tricky, I think. The sharp hairpin right there. It's gonna catch some of these cars off guard, I think. Do of course also keep in mind that this being a 2020 car, of course it has one thing that the 82 cars don't have, and that's ABS. Thank you for the follow. Oh, shouldn't have looked over. Should have looked at the road. Always look in the road when you're driving, kids. Hey, Karun Nilna. Thank you for joining the stream. I hope you're enjoying your time here. Sorry, I had to reset because I was reading the notification on my other monitor, but maybe I should read notifications after a lap. I think that would be a bit more sensible, so I can actually focus on driving and then welcome the new people. Look at this car go though, like... No need to be sorry for your name. If anything, I should be sorry for not pronouncing it correctly. Oh no. Okay. We're still good. That was close. But yeah, man, this thing is really... This thing is really good here. Okay, so this is not the tight corner yet, but this is. Oh, fuck. I practiced that particular corner so many times in preparation for this run, and I know that I can take it in third gear even in this car, but I need to time it better than I did right there. I'm sorry. Or I could also just take it a little bit more conservatively and go back and go down into second gear. Suspension tuning is going to be key here, more so than in Italy, I think. Because the car needs to be relatively soft in order to soak up these bumps. If the car is too stiff here, it's going to get unsettled, and it's going to make it much more difficult to keep it on the track, and as you can see, the track is rather narrow. But yeah, let's go and finish this run, shall we? Oh. Still good. Just a scratch. Literally just a scratch. There's not even any sort of deformation on the body. And that's a 235.5. Again, oh my god. Yeah, okay. Thank God that happened after crossing the line. Anyway, I think this is actually going to be a pretty competitive time. Obviously, this isn't obviously this isn't competing against the other cars here, but I think this is still a benchmark that is going to be a pretty good target for most of these cars. So, let's begin. The Armor Rallyhawk. So the Armor Rallyhawk is going to be our first actual competitor of the 1982 season here. These cars are being driven in alphabetical order because that's how they show up in BeamNG. I can't change that, I'm sorry. Anyway, how has your day been, everyone in chat? Whenever BeamNG loads, because for whatever reason it needs to load the entire track anew when you change car. Whenever it loads there, we got a little bit of time to talk amongst each other. God. For what? Okay, I think what's also happening is, and I don't know if this is actually true, but obviously my 2020 car was on 2020 sports tires. And are the 2020 tires from Automation better than the 1982 tires in BeamNG? Do the tires from 2020 actually give you more grip than the ones from 82? I mean, in the real world, obviously, tires these days are better than in the 80s. But does that also hold true for these games? I feel like this car four-wheel slides more than the previous car did. Come on, first gear. Oh, shit. I just said that these tires don't appear to be as grippy as the ones from 2020, so I should have turned in a little bit sooner in anticipation of that corner. And then I didn't. Suspension tune seems good in this car. It's not too harsh. Come on now. Good, good. Oh. Caught it. That was scary for a second there, but got it under control now. Oh fuck, that last corner. I hate that last corner. So deceptive. You think you're gonna be fine, and then it tightens. Oh no. Okay. Thank God those bushes weren't the solid kind that you sometimes find in Utah. This game is weird in that not all bushes are created equally, so you can go through some. Yep, and I knew that was gonna happen as soon as the car started Started oversteering there. This car is really good at that sort of transitioning stuff. Transitioning from one drift to the other. Fully sideways and always under control and not spinning. It's really good at that. Well balanced. Come on. Okay. Now it's really all about the last corner. Imagine going down this pathway at 100 miles an hour in real life, dude. Left, there's a huge rock. To the right, there's a ditch. And you're on gravel, so you could lose traction at any moment, dude. It would be scary. Okay, we've made it. I was being a little bit more cautious there. 231.0. Lost a wing at the end there, but it doesn't matter anymore. 231.0. Very good time from the Armor. Next up, the AZLK R5 Turbo. But I think the Armor set a pretty good time there. I think it's gonna place higher this time than it did last time. Because I'm especially curious about how the Black Panther is gonna do here. Because it was really good in Italy, but it seems very sort of low slung and very stiff and more focused towards, you know, tracks like Italy, which are very smooth and have also partially tarmac. So it did very well there, but I'm curious about how it's gonna do here. Why did the engine stall there? It literally never stalled in the Armor, and then first time I brake in this, it stalls. Come on, no torque. That's probably why. This car definitely seems stiffer than the Armor. Did get unsettled there on a few occasions, so gonna be very careful through here. The rear end of this car, if you take away the wing, would remind me of like a 90s Mercedes E-Class. It's pretty similar, I think. Oh. It's gonna be a 231.2. Yeah, if you cross the line at full speed there, you're gonna have some form of accident after. It's just how it goes. 231.2, very close behind the armor, and already the first two cars are very close to each other. So next up, the BAC Raider, which I believe won Italy, right? I think that's the one. So this might be able to set a new benchmark, but I don't know. The armor felt pretty good. Yes, it did by a hair. Yeah. And then after that, don't we already have the Black Panther? I don't know why, but this almost feels like it's got so much grip here. Thank you for the follow, but I'll check out the notification after this lap. I'm sorry, I gotta focus here. Beautiful. That was close, but it's good to be using every inch of the road, because that way you can carry the most speed possible. Obviously the risk of an accident is higher by doing this, but if you can keep it together, like so, and this car is just so... feels just so solid. It's very confidence inspiring. So confidence inspiring, in fact, that I thought I had downshifted into first when it was actually neutral. But it's not gonna cost me the victory here. 230.7. Same as Rakar. Thank you for following. Hope you're enjoying your time at the stream here. So we got a new leader, the BAC Raider, and again, this is very close. Very, very close. Next up, a Black Panther, and I'm gonna use this this time while BeamNG is loading to mention something real quick. If any of you guys have Amazon Prime, you can link that to your Twitch account, which will give you Twitch Prime. And with Twitch Prime, you can get 1 free subscription to any channel on Twitch for free every month. So you can pick any streamer on Twitch that you want, and you can get a free sub if you have Amazon Prime. So, Black Panther. This just feels so quick. I don't know why, but this car, even though it is one of the least powerful cars in the field, it feels like it feels the most powerful. I don't know what it is. Maybe a combination of the gearing and well, the gearing and probably the torque curve, because it is naturally aspirated. And so you get good torque even in the lower RPMs relative to the small turbo engines anyway. And it feels better than I thought here on this track. I was expecting this to feel completely out of place here because, I mean, just look at it. But I think we're making good time here. Just be careful here, because this car is very wide. There we go. Little unstable here though. Gotta restart. Do you like Lancia Integrale HF? Yes, of course. It's a very, very good rally car. One of my favorite rally cars, to be honest. Oh, see, that was one of the bushes that you can't go through. Although that one you can argue was more like a tree. So then it would make sense. I'll try my best to finish this run here. But yeah, I think I may have said this in Italy already, but despite the rear wing, this actually feels rather unstable in the higher speeds. So you gotta be a little bit careful here. Oh no! The last corner again. I was too late on the brakes. But let me tell you, this car feels better than I expected here. I don't know if it's gonna catch the PAC, but the first 3 places are so close together. If I can tell any difference at all between the cars, it's probably gonna mean that it's significantly faster or slower than the others, just by virtue of the fact that they're so close together. Use every inch of the road, and in this case even a little bit more. But yeah, this Boxer 6 engine is doing really good work here. Got it right this time. 2:35.8 is actually 4 seconds behind, 5 seconds behind the BAC. Damn. Okay. I mean, it does make sense, because it's just not a car that you would think should do well on a track like this, and it's, I mean, it's still 4th for the time being, so there could still be quite a bit of cars that could fall behind this one, because it's only the 4th car that went, and there are still, I think, how many more cars? Like 10 more. So if it stays 4th, then that's still a pretty good result. But we got 10 more cars to go, so odds are it's probably not gonna stay in 4th. Ah, yeah. Should have remembered that one. No, I'm not gonna lie. This feels noticeably slower than the last cars. But what this has going for it is that it's stable and very, yeah, talk about stable. just as I tried to say, and that was 100% on me, by the way. That was not the car. I got a little bit too confident. But it is one of those cars that if you don't get overconfident, then it's really difficult to mess up in this car. However, what the speedo says and the clocks and you know, the split times, it's probably gonna fall behind the previous cars. Even the downshift here. How much power does this make again? Was this the one that's like 186 or something? Definitely feels like that. Yeah, it's just gonna be significantly slower than the rest. At least the rest that went so far. That tree right there is gonna kill everything that makes it past the finish line. 246.5. Not a particularly strong performance. Next up, the Falcon NS430, the most powerful car in the field. 430 horsepower. I've decided, by the way, guys, there will be a total of 3 Group B seasons, this one included. So there will be 2 more seasons after this. Engine stalling. And I'm already very worried about the about the last season of Group B that I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna be struggling to find tracks that are even gonna be suitable for those cars, because with how powerful those cars are gonna be, it's gonna get very difficult to find tracks where you can even use that power. Come on. Thank God it happened there at the hairpin, which is the slowest point of the course, and I wouldn't have taken it much faster anyway, even if the engine were on. This really got some good speed on the main straight there. Pikes Peak is gonna be one of the tracks where you can, oh, yep, where you can use more power, yeah. 229.7, new leader. Automation loop is extremely dangerous because of the part of it that has the ice on top of the mountain. So that is why I don't wanna include that with the last season of Group B, because we're gonna have extremely powerful cars. Hey Logoris, didn't even know you were here. How are you doing? How do you think this car is gonna do? Obviously, this is gonna also depend on its suspension setup. It feels very sort of solid and rigid and stiff on these first few meters. And stiff is obviously not that good here. Come on, turbo. There we go. It is somewhat bouncy, but surprisingly stable still. I'm expecting this to be pretty quick here in the fast bit as well, because it has 383, I think, horsepower. And when that turbo kicks in, it does get quite a move on. Whoa, that was close to the rock there. Yeah, and that was a bit overconfident. But you could see how fast that car went there on the straight. It's lacking some torque in the mid-range though. And I don't think you can make all of that up on the straight alone. It is quite a rocket, yeah. Oh no. Good. Some minor deformation on that front left corner, but didn't notice any suspension damage, so we're still good. .236. Yep. And that's what I was saying. The torque that it misses in the mid range, it can't make up for that on the straights. Like especially in the first part of the track, I could often notice that you know the speed is a little bit too high for first. We would be bouncing off the rev limiter, but but the gearing is not right in second gear, and it's outside of its power band. And so we kind of lost a lot of time out of those corners, and it couldn't quite make it up on the straight. Okay, let's try that again. This car handles differently from the last one. Now I don't know if that's actually the case, but this car almost feels like it has wider tires on the front than it does on the rear, and my line through there was just absolutely terrible. Carl Pilz, thank you for following. I don't think I've ever seen you on the stream before. Welcome, and I hope you're enjoying your time here. This car is just so tossable, it wants to oversteer everywhere. And that's exactly... that's ideal for it, because the last thing you want, especially in a corner like this one, the last thing you want is understeer. Oh, come on. I went into that corner just a little bit too fast. This makes it so easy to drift through these corners. It's unreal. I don't even need the handbrake or a Scandi flick or anything like that. Just turn, and it's gonna slide. Beautiful through there. Still fine. And because this engine isn't turbocharged, we had no problems picking up the pace out of that hairpin, because we got the response and the torque from a naturally aspirated engine. This is where it's probably gonna lose a little bit of time compared to some other cars, as it's not the most powerful. Still doing fairly well for itself though, I think. Oh, 237.7. This was fun though. I love the way this drives. It was just... yeah, to be honest, it felt better than what the place would suggest. I think it's just a little bit underpowered compared to the competition. Still, very, very, very fun. Next up, the Legion Songbird, and I believe this is Donut Snail's car, and he did pretty well in Italy, didn't he? I think this came second. Another completely different handling car. You really gotta get used to just how much that front end bites. But the car is stiff. So it bounces around a lot. That front end response is instant. Engine is pulling hard too. Oh, you're here in the chat, Donut Snail. Excuse me? This is 7 seconds quicker than the second spot. Holy Jesus. You did all of your testing in Utah. Okay, right. It feels like it because the response on the steering, like the way that the front end of this car responds is just unlike any other car in the competition. It is instant. It's just like it turns super quick. It's like a go-kart, that front end. But of course that means that the rear end does like to lose traction, and you gotta be a bit careful with that. But if you get the hang of it, you can see what the result is here. It's 7 seconds quicker than second place. While this loads, and probably a little bit longer than that, I'm gonna take a very quick break. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry guys. Okay, we can continue. This is the LLMC Martini, and obviously the livery is very Martini inspired, and I think, if you ask me, this is my personal like favorite looking one. My favorite looking car in the competition. But let's see how it can perform here. It's got very short gearing. Which short gearing is obviously very helpful on a turbo engine, because it allows you to work around the turbo lag a bit better. Also very aggressively tuned front end. But probably due to the shorter wheelbase, it feels more nervous than the previous car. Oh my god. Ah, yeah. I thought for a second it looked like I could save it there, but nope. You can't take this corner in 4th gear in any other car, and that's simply because of the gearing in this one. I mean, you can, just not quickly. Fuck. I don't know how well this comes across on the stream, but I'm really having to fight this car. Oh my god. Barely touched that, but yeah, that was already enough to ruin the run. Nice drift there. Don't go off, okay? Use that protruding rock there to still make it around the corner. this also has less downforce than it would appear. I remember that. So while it is pretty quick here, you gotta be careful nonetheless. Yep. It is so unstable at speed. You wouldn't think that from how this looks. Like, look at that rear wing. Look at those. I'm assuming those are in automation spoilers. That are basically like the engine cover there. Like with all these aero fixtures, you would expect this to make a decent amount of downforce, but it doesn't. Keeping it on the track. Oh no. Somehow avoided that rock. That one was also extremely close. .1. Okay. I was expecting this to do a little bit better here, but here we are. Next up, the M3 Dank, which came last on the previous track, so the expectations aren't too high for this one. But yeah, man, that Martini looks so fucking good, but it really, it needs some more work. close. But yeah, this car is rear drive, so it's got a natural disadvantage, especially here in the higher speed stuff. Yep. And also off the line, of course. Fuck. But yeah, with this being, I think, the only rear drive car in the field, I think it's becoming pretty obvious that it's when everybody else is all-wheel drive, then rear drive is just very difficult to make work in such a way that it actually gives you an advantage. Yep, because that can happen way more easily with rear drive. I feel like mid-engine naturally aspirated could work with rear drive. Because then you can put the power down better. You'd obviously have to deal with the inherent oh come on, with the natural disadvantages of mid-engine rear drive, like lift off, oversteer, that you'd need to counterbalance. But I think it could still work in this season. Man, this is really, this is not going well. It's I don't know if I want to give this a DNF, because I still think I can finish off this car. But also I don't want to spend the next half hour trying for it, you know. I'm gonna give it a few more attempts. If I can't finish, it's gonna get a DNF. So this is going to be interesting in the fast stuff now, where the river drive obviously is still going to struggle for traction, and this car doesn't have any meaningful source of downforce. We're almost there. Just don't crash now. Okay, we did it. 247.7. Last place. Only by a second though. Only 1 second behind the CMA. This thing. Yeah, we're not gonna drive the Maserati, at least not yet. For now, we're gonna drive the Miranda Senator. This came fourth in Italy, so it was a pretty good car there. Let's see how it does in Utah. I also want to see, like, once we're done with all of the competing cars, which there's only 3 left. After that, I also want to see how my own Group B car stacks up. Okay, this car is kind of fast and loose. Okay, let's try that again. I feel like I'll get the hang of this one though. Feels good, but again, kind of fast and loose, so a little bit scary. It does get a good move on when the turbo does kick in though. It's really pretty quick. I think this is the second most powerful car in the field with at 413 horsepower, so quite some power out of that 1.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder. 229.3. Second place, very close to third place, which is the Falcon. Still can't touch the Legion Songbird though. Then the Taka SPR. I think this was actually the 186 horsepower car. I think the other one was like 235. Naturally aspirated 4-cylinder in this one. Yeah, this does actually feel quite a bit quicker than the 186 horsepower would suggest. At least until now. We'll see how that looks on a long straight. Lose it. Good. If this had a little bit more front end bite, I could have taken a lot of those corners flat out, where I now had to lift because just to get the front to turn. Here I also even used the handbrake a little bit. But yeah, having to lift off versus not having to lift off is obviously a pretty substantial difference, and yeah. Oh no. Because the mid-corner balance is actually very good on this one. That corner gets me every time, yeah. Me too, almost every time, as you can see. That was beautiful through there. actually counted. This does still feel substantially quicker than the car in which I complained about power, the blue one, the CSA, or whatever it's called. Even though this is less powerful, it doesn't feel like it at all. And also returned a substantially better time. 2:31.0. What was it? The CMA Sport R. That was the one that felt much slower, and it was. Oh, look at that! So close to the Armor Rallyhawk, which I said was really good, and that makes this really good as well. Last but not least, the Vista Rally V6, the heaviest car in the competition at 1200 kilograms, but it has a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and that really helped it out in Italy. Okay. Right, there we are. This likes to do that as well. It does feel... You do feel the inertia from the extra weight though, but if you can... But once you get used to it, you can still... Oh my... yeah, that was me mistiming the turning point there, but... I'm not gonna lie, you do feel the extra inertia from the extra weight, but even so... The handling is actually very good. Very linear, very predictable. Can your family wagon do that? I mean, donut snails can, but I mean in real life. Oh my god. Hey Sedan 57 Chevy, how's it going? Good thing you made it here, because your car is last in the alphabet. Out of all cars here, so yours is the last car that we're gonna be driving today. Well, at least I'm gonna wrap it up with my own Group B car here, but the last car after which the competition, or at least this race, will be decided. Family vacation gone wrong, yeah, I mean... At least if you got stuck here with your family in this car, it would have no problem getting yourself unstuck and hurling you towards wherever it is on the mountain there you need to be. It would get you back to the road very easily. I was kind of banking on the torque there, but... you can still make it. 241.4, sorry. Unfortunately, that's not very competitive this time. It did substantially better in Italy than it did here. But, I'm gonna do the scores now. Going better. I wasn't feeling great the last couple of weeks. Finally got a doctor's appointment and I'm feeling better. Very good. Very good to hear that. Would have taken care of it sooner, but my doctor was actually closed for the past 2 months. Yeah, I can imagine why. Had to wait until they reopened and started doing video appointments. Yeah, I mean, finally you can at least you know, go to the doctor again. So first place this time goes to the Legion Songbird, which came second last time. Second place goes to the Miranda Senator. Third place is going to be the Falcon. Very different cars in the top 3 this time. Next up, the BAC Raider in 4th. Then the Armor Rallyhawk, which is right here. Then we have the Taka SPR, very good result for this one. 6th place. Then we have the AZLK, down in 7th. Then we have the Black Panther, disappointing, only in 8th place this time. So no top finish this season. Then the Helpin Scorpion. There it is. 9th place. Then the Jidosha. Wait, there it is. 10th place. 3 points. 11th place for the LLMC. There it is. Then we have the Vista Rally in 12th place, snagging the last available point. Then we have the CMA Sport R, 13th place, no points. And then last place again for the M3 Dank, again no points. And oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do that again in a second. Yeah, that's the play for in the last race, absolutely, because it's really tight up at the top now. I'm gonna wrap it up with driving my own car here, seeing how that does in comparison. I don't think I'm gonna stand a chance against Donut Snail's car, but let's see where it can place nonetheless. There's almost 7 seconds between first and second place in this race, so there's a pretty big gap where my car could potentially fall, but it's gotta be good enough for that. Place your bets. Who do you think is gonna win Pikes Peak? Is it gonna be Donut Snail's car again? Because it did very well here. To be honest with you, I could see the Miranda Senator doing well on Pikes Peak because it's a more fast-flowing. Oh my god, that's gonna hurt! It's a more fast and flowing track, and and the Miranda is just. It's just got such. The engine just pulls so hard in the top RPMs, and it revs so high. If you can keep it in the high RPMs on Pikes Peak, you're gonna be flying up that hill in a way that I think is gonna be difficult to match by the other cars. So that would probably be my pick. The Legion is probably also gonna do well. The Falcon as well. It is the most powerful car after all. The BAC Raider, because it's got such a wide power band, and it's so easy to and it's got very little turbo lag. It's very easy to get the turbos going in that one. How is this car so quick with only 270 horsepower? Oh, 226. So yeah, if this were competing, it would have taken second place here. Pretty good. I'm happy with myself about that one. Okay. So you don't think your car is going to be your car is going to win Pikes Peak because you think it doesn't have enough power? It's true, your car isn't as powerful as the Miranda, for example, or as the Falcon, but I think the advantage that your car has is that you got a wider power band, so you get the turbo kicking in more quickly and more reliably, and that could give you the edge, in my opinion. Anyway, thank all of you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're not following me on Twitch yet, make sure to do so. And I'll be going live again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central European Standard Time with the third and final race of this season. Make sure to tune in so you can see who wins the overall season, because it's very close at the moment. Hope to see you again tomorrow. And until then, have a good one and see you next time. Goodbye.